Hey kids, Mixmaster Walsh here in the backyard, getting ready to do some backyard ceramics. I have been procrastinating doing this, but these are actually dry enough to bisque fire now. Got to glaze these. I'm going to see if I can glaze this back on. What I mean by that is, I think I've already explained in this series that when you glaze, you don't glaze the bottom of things. It's called dry footing. The reason is glaze becomes molten glass in the kiln. And if there's molten glass on the bottom of the piece, it'll actually fuse to the kiln shelf or to the inside of the kiln. So I'm going to see if I can use that to my advantage and fuse this piece on by just having glaze in between the two layers. And if not, that's okay too. It'll, you know, trial and error is part of the game. So, you know, if that doesn't work, then I'm okay with it. All right, so I'm gonna bisque fire these things. So see how much of this I can fit in one kiln load. So let's get to work. Well, would you look at that? All that stuff piled right on top of each other in Hephaestus, my tiny kiln. I don't have to worry about them fusing together in this because this is a bisque fire, so there's no molten action of the clay in this. So I'll plug it in and get it started. Oh wait, I've been using this block of wood to hold this because I kept having trouble propping this open before. So that keeps it propped open during candling. I'll plug it in, let it candle for maybe half an hour, and then close it up. Actually, I'm going to leave this a little bit more open because it's... how can I do this? Yeah, I'm going to leave it about that open because this is more packed full. You know, it will take longer for the heat to reach the clay in the center, so let it heat up real slow. Alright, so I've got these two glazed, and I'll have to fire them probably one at a time, so I'll set those aside for another day. And we'll see how well that glaze fuses this piece on. And this has been candling wide open for a while, so I'm just going to close it up to its barely open position for another couple minutes or so. I also wanted to show you underneath the kiln where I made that repair. Bear with me a second. Scooch. There we go. Okay, so you can see that this part of the element is actually hot. That little end piece that sticks off doesn't get hot, and where it's connected shouldn't get too hot. So that's where I need to really keep an eye on things, because it looks like that right there, that wire might be getting hot, and if that gets too hot, this is going to burn out again, and I'm going to have to connect it every couple of firings. So I'm going to have to do that. So I need to keep checking on that. Now I'm out of focus. Did I? Okay. So I'm going to let that fire. I'm going to keep checking on it. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm not going to keep recording that. Tomorrow I'll take those out of the kiln, glaze some of the smaller pieces, put some of the smaller pieces in with one of those pieces, probably the one I repaired because that's the one I'm most eager to see finished, and do a glaze fire tomorrow. And I'm just going to be working through those pieces for the next couple of days. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time On Backyard Ceramics. Check, check. Check, check. Just realized I had this in vertical. I'm sorry about that. I'm usually better about remembering to put it in horizontal. I didn't switch in the same take, did I? Might have to go back and watch that. That'd be really obnoxious if I did, huh? Bye, kids.